Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Anfield Review podcast. I'm Owen James. This is your Liverpool news update. Look, we've got some reflections on last night's results. Not as bad as it could have been for Liverpool, although we have slipped to 6th place in the Premier League. Not great at all. We've also got some further developments on the whole Dominic Szoboszlai situation with his move to possible departure from the club and move to Real Madrid, with Madrid seemingly stepping up a little bit of interest in our Hungarian midfielder. And we're also going to talk as well about a German centre-back who he's been linked very heavily this morning with a move to Liverpool. Young, talented, up-and-coming, promising as Liverpool seek to build for the future. We're going to talk a little bit of Namdi Collins. Yes, that's Namdi Collins, not Nathan Collins, for you Republic of Ireland fans who we're a bit excited there at the mention of the name Collins. Right, let's start with the look at last night's results and how it's left the league. Now, look, I know there was a whole load of other results. I know Man City slipped up, drew 2-2. I knew Arsenal bored their way to a 1-0 victory, I've got to say. It's like seeing Tony Pulis' Stoke City win the league. It really is. It looks like they're probably going to go on and win it now, unfortunately. Look, it is what it is, guys. I just hope they don't go and win all 4 trophies, because then they will be absolutely insufferable for a number of months and years, probably. They'll never let us forget it. I mean, let's face it, let's remember how objectionable they were around the Invincibles. Now, the results yesterday have left Liverpool down in 6th place. Chelsea coming from behind to absolutely wallop Aston Villa 4-1. I've got to say, if you're waking up this morning as an Aston Villa fan, you've got to be looking over your shoulder and you've got to be thinking, what the hell is going wrong at my football club? Because they seem to have just dropped off a cliff. They were 1-0 up in that game and Chelsea fought back to win 4-1. Chelsea have not been in the best of form of recent times, and to come back and to get absolutely walloped like that, 4-1, is pretty bad. Pretty bad. 9 games still to go, guys. Newcastle United beating Manchester United 2-1. Newcastle overcoming the fact that refs once again trying to help Manchester United to a victory. I mean, I don't know if you haven't seen the sending off of Jacob Ramsey, go and watch it. The guy falls over in the penalty box. He literally loses balance and falls over. And the ref cannot wait to get over there, give him a second yellow, get him sent off, and give his Man United boys the advantage. And another disgusting incident in that, again, is yet again old fathead himself, old slabhead Harry Maguire, is the first on the scene trying to get a fellow professional sent off. I mean, it's not the first time he's done it. It was the same against Palace on Sunday. I've got to say, Harry Maguire, on the back of that 15-month suspended prison sentence you are a disgusting individual. You're not only a really average footballer, but you're a disgusting human being as well. You really are an absolutely disgusting human being. You're just an objectionable, horrible person. And listen, I hope that he ends up getting put in prison for 15 months. I think he would deserve it. But look, the result leaves us in 6th place. Obviously, the FA Cup is this weekend. Thoughts will turn back to league action, obviously, the week after. But look, it's not looking great at the moment. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the only thing that could actually save Liverpool going into the end of the season is the fact that Aston Villa could actually be worse than us. It could be a who's crappest gets into 5th place. It really genuinely could be that. I can see Chelsea maybe kicking on from this result now, getting 4th. Manchester United possibly maintaining that 3rd or 4th place and us sneaking in 5th place. I mean, honestly, it could honestly be that we benefit from the fact that Villa are falling apart rather than the fact that Liverpool are playing well and doing anything well this season. Look, I don't usually agree with Gabriel Agbonlahor, but he was right in what he said. Liverpool do need to act sooner rather than later. And I think, when you've got someone like Xabi Alonso who is out there, why not go get him? Seriously, new manager boost. The guy gets the club. The guy understands the football club. Arne Slot doesn't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I don't usually agree with Gabriel Agbonlahor. I do think the guy's a bit of a tool usually. But he did come out and he said, basically, that Slot doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand Liverpool Football Club. He doesn't understand the aura of Liverpool Football Club. He doesn't understand the whole atmosphere of Liverpool Football Club. And look, I think he's right. I think he's 100% spot on this. And people have talked about us this week, about us being just boring and dire and poor and just not good enough. And I'll be honest with you, it's all true. It's all absolutely true. And this is one of the worst title defences in history. I mean, we're 19 points behind Arsenal, the leaders, for goodness sake. having spent over £400 million on players. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And look, as I said, I don't usually agree with Gabby Agbonlahor, but I think he's spot on this one. Slot doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the football club. He doesn't understand what it's like to manage this football club. He doesn't get the ethos of this football club. I mean, look, he's slagged off our history. He's slagged off our former managers. He's done everything he can to try and make himself look great at the expense of other people, at the expense of the club, at the expense of the fans. The guy's a narcissist. He's a huge narcissist. I mean, people have levelled that at Donald Trump recently, but this guy's worse than Trump. He really is worse than Donald Trump. So, look, for me, I'd be getting rid of him tomorrow and bringing in Xabi Alonso because, you know, look, if we lose to Wolves in the Cup, I think he's got to be sacked. He's got to be sacked. Although it does look like FSG are going to stick by him to the end of the season, which I think by that point will be too late. We'll be out of the Champions League, out of the FA Cup, and possibly scraping into the Champions League, which is not what you expect from a team that spent over 400 million and won the league last season. And it's not acceptable. Simply not acceptable. Right, bit on Dominic Szoboszlai this morning. Now, there was obviously that Instagram post that Dominic Szoboszlai liked of Vinicius Jr. The whole Real Madrid links were then sort of hyped up after that. But there's a lot of talk coming out of, you know, sort of his camp and around him at the moment that, you know, it's his dream to play for Real Madrid, that he wants to play for Real Madrid, that he wants to be a Real Madrid player in the future, etc., etc. You know, and look, Dom hasn't really done much to deny this, it's slightly worrying. And I think, you know, were we to miss out on Champions League football, I think the likelihood of Dom Szoboszlai leaving would massively increase. Although one thing I am going to say, Dom, is sort your hair out, mate. That hairstyle is dire. It's awful. You know, last time he talked about his contract, this is what he had to say. He said, nothing yet, to be honest, nothing from now on. It's not in my hands. There's no progression. But if the right offer comes, then let's see. Right now, I'm doing my job on the pitch and we will see in the future. I like the city. I like the club. I like playing with these guys. I love Anfield. I love the fans. Let's see what the future holds. It's not on me. I would love to stay. We will see. It's always there and back and there and back. Let's see what happens. I mean, look, I think, again, it's on the club. It's on Michael Edwards. It's on Richard Hughes. My question is this. Why do we struggle so much to get these contracts over the line? What is it about the negotiations? Do we go too cheap? Are we not offering the market value for these top-level players? What is it that's stopping us from getting these deals over the line? What is it? I mean, yes, we got the Van Dijk and the Salah deals done, but it seems, again, you know, with the whole Konate situation, which has dragged on and on and on and on, you know, this could well happen with the Szoboszlai deal. Now, I know Szoboszlai is under contract till 2028, and I get that. But, you know, this is the point in time with 2 years left on your deal. You have to go to the player, and you have to either offer him a new deal, get him to sign it, or you sell him. That's the way it works. You know, if you let a player run his deal down to his last 12 months, his last 6 months, you're not going to get market value. And at the end of the day, if a player is in the last 12 months of his deal, he is very unlikely to allow a sale to go through. He'll push up back against that, and he'll do everything he can to make sure that he moves for free in the summer and gets the money himself. So look, you know, we're in a situation where this deal has got to be done. And what is it about this club that leads to us struggling to get these deals done? And it's concerning as well, this noise around Real Madrid. And again, it's the same sort of Trent story. You know, for me, it's a worry. It's a real concern. And like I said, with the chance of possibly missing out on Champions League football next season, after a really disappointing season, I think, you know, there increases the opportunity for Madrid to come in and perhaps pay money for Dominic Szoboszlai. You know, yes, it will cost them a lot of money, but if they're so determined to get him, they will come in. And also, you know, you look at the long-term impact. You know, if it's a situation that Madrid are now briefing through intermediaries to Dom Szoboszlai saying, look, got 2 years left, keep playing as you are, run your deal down, you come to us for free in 2028, the same way they did with Trent. There's every chance that's happening as well behind the scenes. You know they do it. They do it all the time. It's a worry. It's a major worry for the club going forward. Right, let's talk about this young man here. This is Nnamdi Collins. He is a German international. Currently with Frankfurt, 22 years old, very promising, very good, you know, looked at as being one of the most promising young players in Europe, one of the most promising young defenders in Europe. Now, Liverpool have already invested a lot of money in young, talented centre-backs, obviously Giovanni Leone, Jeremy Jacquet, who unfortunately now does require surgery. Now, this guy here, Nnamdi Collins, has been linked with Arsenal, he's been linked with Manchester City, he's been linked with Liverpool, been linked with Manchester United, he's been linked with all the top clubs in England. He is a very flexible player. He can play in a number of different positions. He has great upper body strength. He is excellent at winning duels. Has excellent acceleration and speed and pace, something that is definitely missing from our defence this season. He is considered a defensive machine in the Bundesliga with strong tackling and excellent anticipation and great reading of the game. He is exceptionally confident in playing the ball out from the back as well, has a great vision, can break lines with his passing, and he's very strong in the air, providing a secure defensive aerial duel threat, and is also very good on set pieces as well. Like I said, he again fits the trading model. He fits this very much the FSG type player, doesn't he? Young, up and coming, talented, would be worth a considerable amount of money in the future as well. Now, like I said, he is 22 years old. He is from Dusseldorf in Germany. German international, also has Nigerian citizenship as well. Primarily a centre-back, over 6 feet tall, right-footed, plays right-side centre-back. So, could be a long-term replacement for Ibou Konate if Konate doesn't re-sign. He is under contract, however, to Frankfurt. And there would, of course, be a fee attached to this player if obviously there was to be a transfer bid. Now, the fee at the moment, transfer market is saying around 15 million euro. I think it would be exceptionally amount higher than that. But again, it's kind of in that, I would say, in that 30 to 40 million pound bracket. They're very much the sort of bracket that FSG like to shop in. I think the over 100 million pound moves from Wirtz and Isak were very out of character for this club and for FSG. So I do think this is a guy who very much fits into that price bracket that Liverpool usually shop in. His stats from this season: he's made 20 appearances in the Bundesliga, scored 1 goal, 2 assists, played over 1,000 minutes of football. He's made 6 Champions League appearances and 1 German Cup appearance. So 27 appearances overall for Frankfurt this season. Has good experience across there. Now, he has an excellent pedigree as well. Came up through the youth system at Borussia Dortmund. Now, we know that Dortmund are very good at producing young players. You've only looked at like some Mario Götze, for example, who came through their youth system. Spent a lot of time with them before moving on to Frankfurt. In total, has made 61 appearances for Frankfurt, scoring 2 goals, 3 assists. I talked about position flexibility. This is a guy who primarily, yes, is a centre-back, but also can play as a right-back, can play as a light left-back, and can also play as a right-sided midfield player as well. So again, he brings position flexibility. And I think one of the things that this squad lacks is players who, can fill in a number of positions. And if you're going to build a squad that is not going to be a massive squad, if you're looking at, say, next season having 15, 16, 17 players, if you've got a player who can play a number of positions equally well, which Collins can, then you've got a situation there where you are going to have an ability to rotate, ability to use him in a different number of positions. And certainly I think, you're looking forward to in this, Virgil van Dijk is not getting any younger. Even if Ibou Konate signs a new contract, the likelihood as well is that Joe Gomez will move on in the near future. If you're going into the future with, say, Jeremy Jacquet, Giovanni Leone, Ibou Konate, and this guy as Namdi Collins as your 4 primarily centre-backs, with the likes, obviously, of Welty Lucky, the Ndiaye, the Senegalese guy, the Austrian guy we signed as well, coming up behind them. You've got a good, strong centre-back room there going forward. So look, this is a good link, I think, and certainly someone I think that we should be looking at going forward. Guys, let me know your thoughts on that one. Thank you for watching Anfield Review Podcast. Thank you for your subs over the last few days. We're growing nicely, guys. We want to keep on going, keep on pushing, get to 1,000 subs as soon as possible. The sooner we hit 1,000, the more that I can do, and really I can focus on growing this channel. Thank you for watching. Catch you soon.